Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's get into Ready to Love. I know I am super late. Life happens, You can have all good intentions of saying, "Girl, I'm gonna get these videos out the day after the show," and next thing you know, it's Tuesday. I'm sorry, y'all. I promise I'm gonna try to be better. Again, I didn't take any notes, but let's go ahead and get into it. This is gonna be a quick review. Today was the day, y'all. Today was the last day of soft close or month end close. Yay. But it was a stressful day. And then as soon as I got home, I had like a long 30-minute conversation with my son. Life things. And so I'm ready to have some fun on this review. Real quick, 2 cents of the episode. To me, not too much happened. Hey, Kamisha. And then we're going to get this one over with so we can start up RuPaul's Drag Race. And then, of course, tonight at 9 p.m. Central, I'll be on Kamisha's channel for the panel review of Real Housewives of Potomac. That's going to be real stressful, girl, because I haven't even watched Potomac yet. So I got to finish these videos so I can watch the show and be ready for the panel. At least I'm working from home tomorrow, but Ready to Love. So last week, Ready to Love, Dre, the DJ, was sent home, and Natasha, the attorney who wore silk press out in the rain and her hair got messed up, she went home. So they're, I guess, at a mixer, like a brunch. Tommy walks in. Hey, Vita. Tommy walks in and say, "Look, we know 2 people are gone, but hey, we bringing 4 more in." We got to meet Cynthia. That green dress was bad, girl. I love that dress. And Jonique. And Jonique is supposed to be our curvy girl. I like all the curves. I like all the thickness. And I really like her. She seems like somebody I would be cool with because I like her down to earth personality. The 2 men that were introduced to us was Fabrice. Fabrice seems to be like a well-traveled man. They said a fashion designer, but I ain't seen no fashions. But it's still a long show. He might pull out a couple of outfits later on. But I like Fabrice, and oh my god. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone ringing. Let me hang up on them and put my phone on do not disturb. Am I still live? Yes, I'm still live. Okay, the phone has to go back on do not disturb. Okay. There we go. So I finished with Fabrice, and then we have Mark Anthony. I guess he's cute to somebody. Luca Angelo, no. The dog won't let me be great now, too. But I didn't like Mark Anthony. I liked his personality, but his beard seemed kind of patchy, so I was like, I ain't like it. But anyway, those are the 4 new people. Pretty much this whole episode was everybody get to know the 4 new people instead of everybody get to know everybody. I kind of really wished everybody would have joined at the same time, or Tommy would have done like past seasons and introduced them through blind dates 2 at a time and not 4 at a time, because I felt like 4 was too much. Hey, Mari. So I wrote down a couple of cute talking points that were brought up throughout the episode. The episode to me, like I said, was pretty much let's get to know the new people. It wasn't too exciting. Like, it wasn't any drama. It wasn't any really good talking points. So you said Mark Anthony is cute to you. I guess. I mean, he's a cute guy. He's not my type. Like, see, when the football player looking guys came on the screen, those were my type. Like when Clifton was with Joy, I saw it. I liked Clifton. I like a taller guy, a thicker guy, someone who looked like he used to play football. Like, that's the type of man that I'm really attracted to. So I don't see none of them this season on Ready to Love, so I'm just watching for fun. The first thing that disturbed me was I can't even remember the man's name. I don't want to call it wrong, and I ain't got my little pictures. But the man who has the little curly Q, and then this week he had it up in an Afro puff. and a little bit of down in the back, but it was an afro in the back. I was disturbed. He got too much camera time, and I just wanted to fast forward every time I saw it. I just want to take some clippers to his head because I feel like he is an attractive man because I do love a good piece of chocolate. But that little bun and curly Q, I know everyone wants to be an individual. Everyone wants to express themselves how they want to express themselves. It's just a no for me. And I don't know why it disturbs my soul, but every time I see it, it bothers me. Like it irks me. You agree it should have been two new singles. Oh, yes. Kamisha like a big man too. Yes, I like it gotta be thick. I've always been attracted to football players and I don't know why. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But anyway, moving on from the man's ponytail, he was the one because they had a group date with Cynthia and Jonique. Jonique came to the group date late, which I also thought was unfair because they were already in a good vibe. They were already having a good time. Like I felt like they should have had group dates one at a time, or both ladies should have showed up at the same time so they could create the vibe together. Because I really like Cynthia. She was vibing with the men. I felt like all of her answers were true and sincere, where she was like, I don't have a type, you know, anybody I like. She doesn't have a type visually, but of course she has standards. So if you meet her standards, you know, she willing to get past, you know, a couple of things. Like maybe she might have gave the short guy a chance. We don't know. But I liked Cynthia's answers. Like she's looking for love. And pause. I feel like I just have to say this at some point in time about Ready to Love. I feel like the women on this show, majority of the women on this show are well educated, have great careers, and they're really looking for love. Where the men have sketchy careers, not the same standard of attorneys, digital engineers, software engineers. You know, we got corporate security guards and stuff like that. Now, it's a couple of accountants out there, and that's my field. So I'm rooting for the accountants. I believe that's Demario and Tony. I'm rooting for the people in the accounting field. Now, they make money. Now, they ain't got baller, you know, 2 Chainz money. But accountants, you know, they can take you out to Jamaica and show you a good time. But anyway, back to the point of the show, or the point I was trying to make. I just feel like the caliber of women to men is not equal. And that's why we find a lot of ladies really looking for love, and we get a lot of men playing around, playing games, and really just want IG followers and to say they've been on television. I personally feel like the attorneys, the CEOs, and those caliber of men that are equal to the women, they either don't want to be on television looking for love, or they already have love and the women are just trying to see what else is out there. I don't know. I just feel like it's unequal. And I feel like that's why I always feel like the women are giving more than the men. I just feel like it's so unequal on this show. But anyway, hey Dina. Yeah, girl, 2 Chainz. I love me some 2 Chainz. I love some Rick Ross. Some ain't got nothing to do with that. But anyway, the ponytail guy, the puff, he has the nerve to ask Cynthia, does she have a problem with the alpha man and could she be submissive? I don't know why, but for me, the word submissive makes my whole body itch. Like, it's cringeworthy for me. And I was listening to Bondi today too, and I agree with her 100%. Like, why does that even have to be a word? Like, why is that something still in the vocabulary of 2022? Like, you ladies are in your 30s and 40s. You've already been leading guiding your own life's path. You already have homes, you already have apartments, you already have 401ks. You've already made majority of your life decisions outside of having children for the ones that don't have children. Why do you need to meet some man and then take the back seat and be like, okay, you plan my life for me now. Whatever house you want to get, whatever for like I agree so much with partnership. And it's so funny to me that people look at the 50-50, and I don't want to go down that debate. I'm just saying my 2 cents. People look at the 50-50 as a bad thing. Where your ass before you met this man was doing 100. You was paying all that shit yourself. And so now that you have a man, I don't understand the problem. Let me use myself for example. I got married when my son was 10 years old. So for all the years, even before I had my son, I always had my own apartment. I was paying, and you mind you, this was a while ago, but I was paying like $9.99 a month. I think my highest rent in Atlanta was $1,100 a month. I was paying all of that shit on my own. On my own, had to do it. I was a single mom. I was paying all them utilities, all the car notes, all the insurance, all the phone, all the cable, all the football fees, 100% myself. Now, when I got married, I didn't sit back and be like, now you pay it all. No, it was, do you know how much more money I have now that I can go half? And I guess I really don't go half, but don't tell my husband. Hopefully he ain't watching this. But anyway, we might go 60-40, but leave that on this video. But it's so much easier to pay half of a mortgage than the whole rent by yourself. I don't get it. But to each your own, ladies. If Cynthia says she ain't have no problem being submissive, to me, when somebody wants to be submissive, wants their woman to be submissive, it makes me feel like you just want to control me. You just want to tell me what to do. You just want to keep me locked up in the house. I don't know. That's what I get from it. I'm happy I'm not in that type of marriage. I feel like I'm in a partnership type of marriage where we make decisions together. Hell, sometimes I decide by myself. If it's my money, I might decide some shit by myself. But anyway, moving on. So Jonique joins the conversation, and she kind of felt like I got here late and they already having a good time, but she has such a good personality. She got in there, she answered the questions. I really like her personality, and I like her fashions. I think she looks good. Up next, the men meet up with a whole bunch of the ladies, and they have a little mixer. It seemed like the men got there at the same time, which I felt like the women should have got there at the same time too. From that little mixer with the men, we found that Fabrice loves sex. A lot of ladies, some of the ladies were turned off by that. Like, why he talking about sex so much? I feel like that's the first thing people talk. It's easier to talk about sex on a first date than to talk about, do you want to get married one day? Do you want to have kids? Like, to me, that's going to run me away from you like in my dating days. That would run me away from you real quick, fast, in a hurry, because you're trying to do too much. Where that make me a whore. Because I feel like sex is easier. I feel like what I'm saying is all wrong and all bad. But that's just how I feel. Like, I feel like it's easier because you could joke around with sex. Just because we're talking about sex on the first date, don't mean I'm about to bring you back up to my apartment on the first date and try it out. I just feel like it's an easier conversation to have, because most of the time when people first meet you, marriage ain't on their mind. They ain't thinking about getting married to you. And I feel like you should date, and as you progress in dating, then bring up marriage, then bring up children. When you bring it up too fast, I just feel like it makes everything spiral down the wrong direction quickly. But this is a dating show with older people, 30s and 40s. I guess they need to get that question up and out. But I feel like they all gonna lie to you. You even see old boy Blake talking about his 87% when he really mean, hell no, I don't want no more kids. So moving on from that, Mark Anthony and Mercedes hit it off. That's the flight attendant, and he's in school to be a pilot. I like them. We really haven't seen any true bonds and connections because some people hit it off episode 1. I hope Mercedes and Mark Anthony can have a true connection because I like them together. And so the only other thing I wrote down as a hot topic from this episode is Carvea. Who was she with? Mark Anthony. And she was talking, the first thing out of her mouth is, do you like to spoil women? Look, I'm not mad that she brought that up because Mark Anthony said he got gold digger vibes, but I felt like she letting you know this is how I want my man to treat me. Like, I want my man to spoil me, to get my hair done, my nails done, take me shopping, take me out the country, get some stamps on my passport. I want him to take me on shopping sprees. That's what I require. And I'm with Carvea. If you broke, just say that. So I rather her tell you up front that she likes to be spoiled than for her to get through this dating process and she say something meaner to you because you don't spoil. I didn't feel any ways about her saying that because that's some people's requirements. Just like Fabrice said his requirement was sex. Like, you got to have a high sex drive to be with me. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that, but it is what it is. Fabrice was too much for me, and ain't no way he's 44. He does look more like 54. He does. Hmm. Hmm. I ain't no point of lying. It ain't no point of lying, but he ain't got that much melanin, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Angie, shut up before you say something mean. I ain't trying to be mean. But anyway, that was no, that wasn't the episode. Who went home? Z went home. Why the ladies had to go home first? I wish they would have got rid of another male, but I guess we're getting rid of another male next week. But Z went home and Carvea was on the chopping block because it's a lot of broke men. Let's call it how we see it. It's a lot of broke men this season that can't afford to keep up to her standards. So Corvea, child, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but she probably gonna go home in a couple of weeks because it is what it is. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to get off of here. I'm about to start up RuPaul's tongue twister, RuPaul's Drag Race next. I'm about to get into that video in about 2 minutes. And then again, tonight on Kamisha Reviews, we'll be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac. The panel of ladies, myself, Kamisha, Maud, Dina, maybe Confessions, Erica. We'll have a good time. And I can't be on the internet talking all night, y'all, because I got to watch Potomac before I get up on the Kamisha and start talking. That's at 9 p.m. Central. So I'll see y'all in a few minutes for RuPaul. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.